Hey guys, Chris here from flippingcars.co.uk. Sorry for the slow start to the year with my YouTube videos. The weather around here has been absolutely atrocious, so it just means I've not had a chance to film a lot of the things that have been going on in the business. I've got loads coming for you this year. But it's been a bumper start to 2017. Already this year, I've bought over £320,000 worth of cars for my customers from a car buying service. I've just been down to Mannheim, Northampton, and picked up this Jag XF for a customer who lives in Dublin, Ireland. And Terry, my driver, he's going to take the car over on the ferry to him tomorrow. But it's also nice to buy some prestige cars as well, and as well as a nice Porsche Panamera, I was lucky enough to buy one customer a Bentley Mulsanne, over £80,000 worth of car, but 3 years ago it was 250k as a new car, so that's depreciated 170 grand in 3 years. You've got some serious money if you can afford these sort of things. So he's done the right thing, he's bought it 3 years down the line, and it's an amazing amount of car for £80,000. He's left me a fantastic review. But it's not just about the prestige. I buy cars for everybody, whether that's cars at a few £1,000s, whether that's cars at 8, 10, 15, £20,000 or even more. I'm fortunate enough to have customers who are prepared to send me large amounts of money based on my feedback online, so it enables me to buy some really nice cars for people. So where's this video leading? What I'm trying to get across to you is that most of my customers who use my car buying service will always choose cars that have got an assured report, or are reasonably new, or have got a good condition report and list all the issues. Now, anybody who's been on my course will know multi-vendor sales are the most high-risk auctions you can buy your cars from. They're very high risk, but they also yield the biggest profits. Why the high risk? Well, anybody can put a car into a multi-vendor auction, and when I say anybody, that's people who know there are faults with the car but don't declare it on the vendor form, and this can lead us to all sorts of problems because the cars are sold as seen, we get them back, and often there's some sort of problem with the gearbox, the engine or something else, but half of the time there's nothing wrong with the car. And because the multi-vendor auctions and people are aware that there could be issues, then they go for quite a cheap price. I always sort of advise against this to my customers of my car buying service because of the high risk nature of buying from these type of auctions. Last year I bought many multi-vendor cars and I made some of my biggest profits purely from buying these cars. And you've just got to be prepared to do a little bit of work. Now I'm very fortunate because I've got a mechanics next door to my unit. I'm just around the back of there's a body shop, so most of the work I can get sorted out. But here's an example of a car. It was a Nissan Murano that I bought last year. I always say to people, don't go and buy niche cars as well. And this was a Nissan Murano 3.5 petrol auto. It was grade 2, so it was in excellent condition, and it had a 12 months MOT, so I was minimising my risk as much as possible. But knowing it was multi-vendor, I knew there was probably something wrong with it, and it turned out that the gearbox was knackered. And when I went to Nissan, Nissan quoted me £11,500 to repair the gearbox. 11.5 grand on a 2007 car that had cost me about 2.5 grand at auction. I'd actually sold the car as well and made a really healthy profit on it, but the problem was the customer came back to me, and being an honest guy, I said of course I'd fix the car for him. I wasn't going to pay 11.5 grand at a Nissan main dealer, but what I did was I looked at a local auto transmission specialist. Now they quoted me 3.5 grand, and that was more than my profit. So there was no way I was going to do that, was I? I actually found one on eBay over in Dubai, so I had it shipped over, and the mechanics at my garage fitted it for me, and I returned it back to the customer in A1 condition. This is a really rare example of things that do go wrong at auction, and when they do, it's normally based on who the seller is. So one of the biggest tips I say to people, minimise your risk at auction, buy from people who are reliable, so ex-lease cars, main dealer group sales, good quality part exchange sales. Don't go and buy from multi-vendor sales unless you want to take a lot of risk. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please do take the time to give it a thumbs up, and as I say, leave me a comment below. As most of you know, I respond to all positive comments, so please do leave a comment. And if you haven't already, why not subscribe to my YouTube channel? Thanks for your ongoing support, guys, and I look forward to making many more videos over the coming weeks and months.